Hey mathematicians, we are going to do our final lesson on order of operations and put it all together to solve big long problems with lots of operation symbols in them. We've got this. Okay, so in our notes, we've got this thing called Gemdas. A lot of you have heard PEMDAS before. I call it something different just because this G doesn't just mean parentheses, which are these things. Oh, my cat is digging through my stuff on the floor. They also mean brackets, which are the square ones, and braces, which are my favorite. They're these like pretty curly Q ones. So I use the G instead of the P to mean grouping symbols. Excuse me, Piglet. Would you like to say hi? No, she's running away. She's just ripping up paper on the floor. Okay, so this is the order that we go in. Not every problem has every one of these symbols, but I like to have Gemdas written out on the side of the problem so that we can just kind of check it off as we go. So the first thing I'm going to look for in a problem is, do I have grouping symbols? Reading through the problem, oh yes I do. I have them here. And I also have them here. Okay, what do I do about that? Well, we're going to start with the outside ones. Whenever you find grouping symbols, you go to see if you can do Gemdas inside those grouping symbols. So we're going to ignore that plus 18 for a second. If this was our whole problem right here, we would want to use Gemdas inside it, and we'd start with, are there grouping symbols in here? Why, yes, there are. There are these ones right here. So I'm going to start inside these. So you always want to start like from the inside and work your way out. Inside these parentheses, not the braces, inside the parentheses, I have 6 minus 1. Remember that this asterisk means times 2. So I have no more grouping symbols inside these. I have no exponents inside them. I have multiplication or division, so I'm going to do that first. And this arrow, remember, just means like as we read the problem left to right. So if they're multiple multiplication or division problems. But as I read this 6 minus 1 times 2, I'm going to do the times before I do the minus. Now this can get really messy. So here's something not everybody loves to hear me say. We're going to rewrite every step so that we don't miss anything. 18 plus my braces, 2 plus 3 parentheses, 6 minus 1 times 2 is 2. So that's my arrow is going to simplify it to the 2. And don't forget both of your symbols there. Now I'm going to go all over again. I have grouping symbols. Here are my braces. Inside those grouping symbols, are there other grouping symbols? Yes. Okay, so I'm going there. There's only one operation left in there, so I'm going to do 6 minus 2. Rewrite the whole thing. 18 plus swirly braces. 2 plus 3. Keep my parentheses. 6 minus 2 is 4. Close parentheses, close braces. Now the reason I kept my parentheses is there's nothing, no symbols between the 3 and the parentheses and the 4. That's another way to show multiplication. So inside these braces, I have 2 plus 3 times 4. No more grouping symbols. Even though I see the parentheses, there's only one number inside the grouping symbols. No exponents, but yes, multiplication. So I'm going to rewrite 18 plus 2 plus, what's 3 times 4? It's 12. Now I can drop my parentheses because I'm done with that multiplication. Still reading this all the way through. I have grouping symbols. I'm going to do what's inside my grouping symbols. 18 plus 2 plus 12 is 14. Now we're down to just one more operation. 18 plus 14 is 20. 32 is my final answer. Circle or box your final answer. And I do expect to see this much work on the page for an order of operations problem, because the last thing you want to do is like off to the side, do this part, and then over here we'll do this part. And it's super easy to get confused and lost if you don't follow the problem all the way down to the answer. Notice this one didn't have any exponents. That's fine. Not everyone does. Let's do one more example. It's kind of blurry, but here we go. 12 minus 9. Ooh, really close parentheses. That means ultimately it's a multiplication problem. 6 minus 5. Okay. Do I have groupings? And operations inside my grouping symbols? Yes, so I'm going to do that first. Rewrite 12 minus 9. Keep my parentheses really close there. 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay, do I have exponents? No? Okay, that's okay. Do I have multiplication? Yeah. 9 times 1 is 9. Rewrite. 12 minus 9 is 3. Final answer. Okay, as I'm solving this one with you, I'm realizing that I don't think this one's in your notes, so don't worry about the little notes. GIF, is that what it's called? Yeah, GIF. And that I didn't do one with multiplying and dividing on the same level, so even though I told you this was the last example, I'm actually going to do one more. Okay, last one, quick example. Do we have grouping symbols? No, that's okay. Do we have exponents? Yes. So when I solve an exponent, I'm just going to write it out underneath this. 4 to the power of 2 means 4 times 4 2 times. And I'm actually going to solve it right now. 4 times 4 is 16. And then I'll rewrite the whole rest of the problem. Now, this one's really important because even though, I'm done with exponents, even though I see the m first in Gemdas, they're on the same level. And we have this arrow here. That means that whatever I read as I'm reading my problem, whatever I see first, multiplication or division, that's what I do first. So 16 divided by the division symbol, I'm reading it before I'm reading that multiplication symbol, so that's what I'm doing first. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now I can do the times. 8 times 8 is 64. If you do the 2 times 8 first, you're going to get the wrong answer. So you have to make sure you're paying attention to the order in which you solve your order of operations problems.